Good morning, and welcome to Get Up Right, where your morning determines your day. There are three things I want you to do only if you're enjoying the podcast. I want you to like, I want you to share, and I want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Get Up Right. Thank you. Welcome to episode 3 of Get Up Right. Today we're talking about don't confuse better with finished. Just because life looks better doesn't mean that God is done. Oftentimes in life, we confuse being better with completion because we're better than we were yesterday, better than we were last year. I'll stop by to let some people know, even this morning, that even in your season of better, God is not complete using you. There are three things that we do in our season of better that I want to expound on this morning so we can move from better to what God has for us. Let's not get comfortable in better. Of course, it's an accomplishment. Of course, it feels good. Of course, it's worth celebrating. But there's some more to go. There's some better things God has for you. There are more things that God wants to literally blow your mind. But there are three things that we get caught up on. I'm going to expound on that for this morning. Number one is we treat progress like completion. A little improvement makes people think that the journey is done. Small win makes you act like the war is over. And sometimes a step forward makes you behave like you've already arrived. Have you ever been there when you got that better moment? You're doing better. You're losing weight. You're better than you were last year. Your attitude is better. Your money is better. Your job is better. And oftentimes we get comfortable in better, but God wants to give us more. Progress was never meant to be the promised land. Although we celebrate progress, you can be further than you were and still not where God wants you to be. I'll say that again, that you can be further than you were and still not be where God wants you. We often get caught up because we treat progress like completion. Not only do we treat progress like completion, but secondly, we compare the present to the past instead of our purpose. We compare our present to our past instead of our purpose. Brothers and sisters, when you only measure where you are against where you used to be, better looks like finished. When you only measure where you are against where you used to be, better looks like finished. But when you measure where you are against where God wants you, where God is calling you, where God desires in your purpose season, you'll realize you're better, but you're not done. And I don't know who I'm talking to this morning. It may only be one or two people, but I want to let you know that you're better, but God's not done. That's a testimony for somebody that although I'm better, God is not done. That although I have the apartment, God wants to get me a house. That although I've got the car, God wants to give me a better. That although I've got the job, God still wants to do more in my life. Number one, we treat progress like completion. Number two, we compare our present to our past instead of our purpose. And last but not least, we mistake relief for restoration. When the pressure lifts up off of us, we assume that the process is over. That when we feel lighter, we assume that God is done working that thing out. When the storm comes, we think that the season has changed. Not knowing that the storm comes for a moment, but there could be another storm around the corner. When the pain stops, we believe that the healing is complete, not knowing that this is just progress and where we're going. We can't mistake relief for restoration. You can feel better and still not be whole. You can be out of danger and still not be in destiny. Brothers and sisters, I want to encourage you that if we're going to not confuse better with finish, we're going to have to stop treating progress like completion. We're going to have to stop comparing our present to our past instead of our purpose. And lastly, we can't mistake relief for restoration.